Okay, let's unpack this. You've probably seen them online. These Spicy Cubes Gummies,
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
hot peach flavored, right? They look pretty innocent, but the promise is huge. Igniting endorphins, boosting intimate connections. I mean, it sounds more like a dare than a health supplement.
Exactly.
And the hype is just relentless. So we had to ask, are these things legit or is it all just, marketing magic?
And that's our mission for this deep dive, really. To cut through all that noise, the aggressive marketing, and just get to the facts. We need to look past the dramatic influencer stories and focus on transparency. Does the science actually back up the claims, or are we just looking at expensive, spicy candy?
Right. Let's start with the pitch itself. The company makes some pretty bold promises. Enhanced drive, boosted circulation, increased libido.
Good trifecta.
Yeah. And they say just take one cube, like 30 minutes before you need it, and boom, effects for 1 to 3 hours.
And the ingredients sound familiar, which helps sell it.
Totally. Chili pepper, that's for the endorphins, supposedly. Maca root for energy and circulation.
Yeah.
And the classic horny goat weed for libido.
But here's the catch. While those ingredients have, traditional uses or associations, there's a huge gap when it comes to this product.
Meaning?
Meaning there are 0 specific studies linked to spicy cubes themselves. We don't know the actual dosage in these gummies. There are no lab results, nothing to validate what's supposed to be happening biologically during those 3 hours.
And they cover themselves legally, right?
Oh, absolutely. They've got that standard FDA disclaimer plastered on there. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA.
That's always the big red flag, isn't it?
It really is. It's basically a loophole. It lets companies make these broad, appealing claims about energy, wellness, enhancement, whatever, without needing a shred of scientific proof or regulatory backup.
They can promise pretty much anything as long as that disclaimer is there.
Exactly. Promise the moon, just add the tiny print.
Okay, so the science is shaky, or rather non-existent for the product itself. What about transparency on, the product quality?
Another gap. Big one. Beyond the lack of efficacy data, we couldn't find anything about sourcing. Are they vegan, cruelty-free? Who knows? And maybe more concerning, no mention of testing standards. How do we know what's actually in the cube? Purity, potency. It feels like they're hiding basic quality info.
And that connects to the guarantee too, I bet.
It does. It's a classic sales tactic. They shout about a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sounds great. But then you look closer. The process is completely vague. No time limit mentioned. Is it 30 days? 60?
Yeah.
90? Who pays for return shipping? A real guarantee spells that out.
Like return within X days for a full refund.
Precisely. When the details are missing, it's designed to sound good but be difficult, maybe even impossible to actually use. It discourages returns.
Okay, so let's switch to what people are actually experiencing. This is where it gets really interesting because the story just splits.
Completely different narratives.
If you look at their official website, the reviews are glowing. 5 stars everywhere. Incredible stories about relationships transformed. Almost too amazing,
Suspiciously good.
But then we look for impartial reviews like on Trustpilot.
Yeah.
And 0. Nothing.
Right. But you do find the real story on places like Reddit. And the consensus there is pretty blunt.
What do people say?
Overwhelmingly. That they felt absolutely no noticeable effects. Many just call it a gimmick or a placebo. A very spicy, expensive placebo.
They paid the money, tried the cube, nothing happened.
Pretty much. The experience didn't match the hype at all.
But wait, if it's all hype and maybe a placebo effect for some, why do people feel ripped off? Doesn't a placebo kind of work in its own way?
That's a fair point. The placebo effect is real, but it hinges on belief. When something's sold as a biological booster, promising actual physical changes like circulation, and all you get is maybe a fleeting feeling expectation without the physical results, the belief breaks down. People realize they bought the marketing story, not a product that delivers biologically. That's why they call it a gimmick.
Gotcha. So where did all the buzz come from then? It wasn't word of mouth based on results.
No, definitely not organic. This looks like a massive investment in influencer marketing.
Those dramatic TikTok stories.
Exactly. Fake-looking stories, dramatic relationship tales, tons and tons of paid promotions, all designed to make it look viral, to create this illusion of a huge, authentic trend.
Smoke and mirrors, like that Reddit user said.
Precisely, just manufactured hype.
Okay, so summing this all up.
Well, our final verdict has to be that Spicy Cubes seem much more like a case study in social media marketing than a trustworthy health product.
Yeah.
The lack of science, the transparency issues, the guarantee problems, and then the real-world user feedback being so mixed and often negative, it just doesn't stack up against the marketing push.
So a final thought for you, the listener. Think about how quickly social media can build this perception of excitement and legitimacy around a product,
Mm.
especially a health product that has, well, basically zero solid science or transparent guarantees behind it. It's a reminder, isn't it? Always be critical. Always look past the hype, especially when it comes to online health claims. Dig deeper if the drama seems louder than the data.